This is Justin AMZN for Thursday, May 9th, 2019. Another view zoomed out, seeing this triangle. We did get the breakdown that we thought. We ran right into 1880. I thought we'd have a stronger bounce off of that, actually. I thought we'd come right back up to 1925 pretty easily. But it looks like we kind of ran back up into like the open high. Buyers trying to come in then thinking, okay, it's going up now, and all it did is really retest the lows from 2 days ago and started to kind of roll back down, which is interesting. I think on the daily, ended up having a slightly bearish candle, very indecisive right here, but still getting a nice close above the 21 exponential, which we weren't doing back here. We had a nice, I was expecting a candle similar to this, where we, flashed lower, got a nice rally higher, and got back up to the 1925 price. We just didn't do that, all of that today. Tomorrow we could get, a move back up above, maybe into 1936, 1940, somewhere in there. The high in this candle was 1936.88. 1936.88. So that's kind of what I'm anticipating, something like that happening for Friday. Having a nice big move there, but the move we had today was still really decent. We had a pretty quick move lower. You'd have to be in a smaller time frame to really like take this well, I think, just because it was such a large candle and it really only gave you a little better than a 1-to-1 to this 1880.05 price. Either that or, one of these smaller candles, maybe like this one, then that maybe that's 1.5, I don't know. Or taking the retest on this candle with a stop above this one, that would have been a nice move lower. But all of these candles that, got below 1880.05, they were all still touching the price, 1880.05. This one and this one were above. This one we almost bounced right off of 1880.05. This one had 21 cents to it, not 05. So it was only 16 cents above. People buying right here. So you had some consolidation right here in 1880.05. These candles here, the inside candle that broke higher. This is really close to a tweezer bottom by 4 cents. Got beyond the 1880 price, so it clearly hit that target. Broke out from that inside candle and then ran into the 21 exponential, moved right back down to 1880.05, and then got another kind of rejection off of the 21 exponential, this time holding a higher low than here. And if you kind of view it this way, where you have higher lows here, some higher highs coming in here or relative highs here, all of that work in the favor, say, hey, we should get above the 21 next time, and so failed it here, got through it here, and then bounced off it here. So could have been taking it anywhere, buying here, anywhere buying a retest, even this consolidation, buying the breakout there. All of that worked. Pretty much at any point after 10 o'clock, buying was working. If you were trying to buy on the way down or buy off of, the hammer here, that hammer got taken out, which hammers have been working really well. It just didn't work in this case on this candle. And then didn't really get another really good hammer. This is a really small one. Don't really get another good hammer, to buy. Even this one the low got taken out. So hammers have been working. This time they did not today. But we still have the price that we're looking for. This was the wick that these wicks here, we were getting above the open high. And this candle actually closed above, but it was still below this one. We rolled back down. Inverted hammer-ish sort of looking candle. You just have that large upper wick. After some indecision candles, some stair steps, and we ultimately came right back in the 21 after not touching it for a while, since here. Stayed above it here, came right into it here, and then, kind of got a little flush lower. And so this was another triangle here. You had some lower highs and higher lows that consolidated right here and broke down, where I'm sure a lot of people were thinking, oh, it's going to go, now's my chance. You even have some of these candles with higher volume here, people taking a breakout. These candles here a little bit higher volume than what was going on, and then some clear selling coming in with the squeeze. And so it did not continue way down. You would have really had to be positioned for this to be, a bit of a rollover here. But, it was a bearish gap, the bearish retest gap. So this counts as a retest. This counts as a retest. All of these count as retests. It makes sense to roll over. This is kind of the S curve here. We just didn't continue. So the question will be for tomorrow, this triangle now, this one on the day. Or if you zoom out, if it'll zoom, there you go. And you can see, okay, if I connect the lines like this, I've got lower highs here. I'm sorry, I've got lower highs and I've got higher lows. I could come into another triangle of this candle, or of these candles, So we really just need to kind of wait and see, okay, which way are we going to go in the morning? And look for good entries with, still looking for hammers, still looking for consolidation, some smaller candles. And, if we can get a gap up, it'd be a bullish gap and go ever so slightly. But if we can get above today's highs, I think it has a really good opportunity to go higher. So we can get above probably 1910, get in the 19 teens, something like that in open. That it can definitely run up to 1925, maybe even get into 1930s, up into the highs here, so or we could get way up into 1950 and then retest back to 1930 or 1936 or something, and see if we can do something like that, because we've done that. We broke down. This looks so similar here. We broke down, didn't quite get to 1880, and then bounced. And this, I think this one was, move. That wasn't earnings. Earnings was this one over here. This one again, where we had the triangle form. We had a touchdown here almost, and a touch way up here, and then the next day, after these, we come back down here. This is the area that we're in right now. Today, let's see if I can get all. Nope, it's not going to let me get all of it. Sorry, this area is where we're at today. We were a little above that here, a little bit, still pretty much that space. And then we had a nice rally that day, so this is what I'm looking for Friday, is a rally like this. I mean, it'd be phenomenal to have that run up. And this was a Friday too. If we can get something like this running up, I know it's not after earnings, but if we can do something like that where we run up to 1950, I mean, that'd be a great trade. And there's definitely opportunities to get into that. You can even look at the 1950 calls. So here's the 1950 call, how it acted today. Just totally lost value, didn't really slow down. Had a little bit of consolidation at 2, but all the way came down, and buying it around $1 would have been great. Got an easy double on that from 1 to 2, even got a little bit higher. And then even into the end of the day, it got back below 1 and then went up, to 140. I mean, that's, if you bought at 1 and you get out at 140, even 130, I mean, that's still 30-40% gain on, where you entered there. So with an absolute zero kind of idea. So another place you could have been buying was the 1925 call. This again, being out of the money, had some good ranges to it. So this you could have been getting in like $4 with a stop down at 3, and we didn't even get down to 3. Just a great consolidation here, which was at our support. And so when it finally broke out, it's like, okay, got it at 4, get out at 8. That's a double on that option. That's 4 hours. Even if you get at 6 or 650 here, or 7, looking at some of these values here, I mean, it worked out, totally worked out. You can see the consolidation here. You can see if you didn't get out up here, you had another opportunity here. You had some signal saying, okay, this is consolidating. Where do I want my stop? I need my stop really tight. I need my stop at, 550 or something. And you got stopped out. And then this flushed right back down to $4 and gave you another opportunity to buy 4 and get out at 6, or pretty close to 6. So, some crazy opportunities to be buying down here, and even just these pullbacks. Like, this is how the option moves. We had a $4 price. on the option here and here. We didn't have to come way back down here. The premium got sucked out of this, you know, because so it's still so far out of the money. So that's the calls. The puts, this is the 1875 put, had a great bearish hammer. I'm sorry, had a great hammer. Bearish was the direction from right here. But even though what's crazy is this candle does not look like a hammer at all. Yet the put candle, the first 5-minute candle here, totally looks like a hammer. And you could have traded this. It's $2 range, so you could have traded this 11 by 9. You know, that would have worked and would have gone out at like 17 for 3R. But you know what's interesting is it's right on the $10 range. So on a smaller time frame than 5 minutes, maybe you could have been buying at 10 and a stop at 9, and it's just rallied, and that would have been, you know, getting out at 17 would have been 7R instead of, you know, getting it at 11 by 9, getting it at 10 by 9 makes a 17 target, you know, a 7R trade. So that's the opportunity that was there. As the day went on, we still lost more value here. I think this area right around, you know, the 11 to 11:30 time, that was this. No, that was this consolidation, and then a rally coming out of that. So that's why the prices on the options jumped so much, because this was so quick that I don't know if people were buying or, you know, chasing or what. Probably chasing as this came down. So all these people got stepped out. Even people who bought at the open got stopped out, and then came down and actually put in a new low 6 by 5. You could have traded that up to 8, you know, for 2R or maybe even 9. You know, so there were some opportunities for this to consolidate here on the puts, just like we saw the consolidation here on the calls. So, you know, this is where the calls consolidated. This is where the puts consolidated. And ultimately, you know, they had a reversal here and a reversal here, and both would have made money had you gotten in, you know, on some key levels here. I mean, just seeing how this is not going bullish, seeing a bearish candle like this take out all these lows right back to this candle, small candle. I mean, you could have been getting in on any of these. Even this candle at 150 would have been a great one to enter on with puts, and that was 150. This candle you could have gotten in 6 by 5. You know, could have even gotten in tighter than that, because it just didn't have much of a range to it. Now, I don't know what the spread was. Maybe the spread was the 12 bucks we see here, you know, or 12 cents we see here, or maybe it was 50, and this is just where there were fills. You know, there was only 20 options, 20 contracts traded here. So anyway, getting in, you know, having it set up 6 by 5, you know, you would have gotten in on a limit buy. Now, stop limit buy wouldn't have filled here at this price, and may not have filled at all, but limit buy would have filled it like 577 or something, like the high there. I don't know exactly what your fill would have been, but you're risking less than an R then to make a few R's. You know, so still considering R100, you got your stop down at 5, and it runs up to 9, 3R, but you could have actually done better based on where your entry was. So definitely opportunities out there, and I hope this is helping you see them. We'll see if we can continue up tomorrow, or if truly we have a rollover here and run back down to 1880, and then from there we just have to see, are we going to bounce and turn in a bigger double bottom, or are we going to go down a little bit further, and this is, you know, I need to redraw some lower highs and lower lows down a downtrend to see what we're going to do. If you were to draw that now without knowing what's happening tomorrow, in the 5 minute, I'm seeing, let's see, this, so we could run up a little bit more. I meant to draw this as a channel. There we go. If I connect, let's go way back up here. If I connect like this and then channel like this, now I'm getting a little bit wider. I thought I was going to hold this low and this low. I guess the other thing I'm seeing here is, I'm going to draw it again. If I go tighter on this here, and then if I go tighter on this here, now I'm only connecting 2 points. So they're always going to make a line. But that is tightening up. And so if we do get a move lower and it turns into a bigger wedge, then there's some opportunity to play that to the long side. So just got to wait and see. Hope this helps. And back this weekend with another video. Thanks. This is Just AMZN.